Why is curling such a passion for Canadian farmers? We think we know. In farming and curling, the idea is the same. It's about friends and family, teamwork, using the right tools, and getting it done under pressure. That's why New Holland and Pioneer Hybrid are proud to support Curling Canada, helping to grow the game we love. From your team at New Holland and Pioneer Hybrid, here's to success in the field and fun in the rink.
Every day you go new places. A small change in how you do things, or moving your things to a whole new town, or many things to many towns all at once. No matter how small the move, it can be a big leap from where you are now. You've got it in you to go new places. So do we. We go there every day. We're here to help you move to places on the map, in the mind, in the heart, or all three.
Go new places with AMJ Campbell. Contact us at 888-AMJ-MOVE or amjcampbell.com.
I believe hard work and honest sweat are the building blocks of a person's character.
I believe farming nurtures the close family ties that make life rich in ways money can't buy.
I believe that true happiness comes from watching your crops ripen in the field, your children grow tall in the sun, your whole family feel the pride that springs from their shared experience.
I believe in farming because it makes all this possible. Long before the snow begins to melt, planning for the seeding season is underway. Start seeding off strong by using the right drill for the job. New Holland's P2082 disc drill precisely and consistently places seed and fertilizer for rapid nutrient uptake, and it does it all in one pass. Experience equal and even emergence through the innovation of New Holland. To learn more, visit your local New Holland dealer.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 2019 Recharge with Milk Men's Ontario Tankard 1 vs. 2 page playoff game brought to you by Curl On and Title Sports Live. We are at the Woolwich Memorial Centre in Elmira, Ontario. My name is Mary Chilvers and I am joined here by my co-host Pete Stetsky. On our afternoon sheet here, we are going to have, representing the Leaside Curling Club is Team John Epping. Their opponent is from the Cataraqui Golf and Country Club, Team Scott McDonald. And before we get going here, we are going to meet the teams. First, we have Team Epping here, Pete. Craig Saville at lead, Brent Lang at second, Matt Cam at third, and John Epping is the skip. They will be going up against Team McDonald, leads Scott Chadwick. The second is Wesley Forget, third Jonathan Buick, and their skip is Scott McDonald. We could quickly have a look at the standings.
So McDonald finished the round robin 9-0, earned them, I believe, the hammer and choice of color. Epping finished second place. Howard in third place. Epping beat Howard in the round robin. That was the tiebreaker. And then Charlie was 2 games clear of fifth place team, Greg Ballston. The winner of our game goes to the final, Mary. The loser will play the winner of Sheet B, Thomas versus Howard.
Well, Pete, earlier in the week, you and I had made our predictions on the top 4 teams, and we did pick the top 4 teams. However, we did not pick them in the order that they ended up in.
Nobody
so what
can
are your
prove
thoughts?
that. One, nobody can prove that. 2, McDonald is a lot of people who maybe haven't followed along curling this year would consider this a big surprise. I don't think anyone that's seen them play this year is that surprised. They had a great Cashbeal season. They managed to qualify and play in a couple of Grand Slams, picked up a title in Gatineau. They've been the best team all week, but now, Mary, it's a different time. We're in the playoffs. It's a brand new event. Epping and Howard have all of the experience here, and actually Charlie Thomas has a lot of experience in the Alberta playdowns. Adam Casey's played in the Briar out of 2 different provinces. So it's this team has the least amount of experience. We'll see if they can maintain their high level of play.
Yeah, I would think that no one on this McDonald team has been in a playoff situation at the Tankard as of yet. Of course, Epping and Howard have so much experience here, so this is when the collars tighten up a bit, Pete.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. They played very defensive last night to start. I anticipate they'll do that again. They actually played the tick shot last night when John threw a center guard.
In the first end?
In the first end.
Really? Okay.
They actually tried to peel it out instead of going around a corner. They tried to peel it out in blank. Talked to John last night. Some would call it late night drinking. I call it research. I went over and spent some time with Team Epping. They were in good spirits. They weren't happy about their play, but it was just, they're going to chalk it up to one of those nights. They couldn't get a handle on weight. They couldn't get a handle on their stones. It was just a bad night, and they got outplayed, and they're looking to come out and put up a better performance today for sure. Craig Salva lead for Team Epping, getting us started here with a center guard. One thing that factors into these Ontario playdowns is with the change in Curling Canada, where we have that wild card team, I think the order right now in Canada would be, you know, Cooey, Botcher, and Jacobs are your top 3, but let's assume Jacobs wins Northern Ontario, and he's in a fight right now to do so. Yep. And then in Alberta, Botcher or Cooey wins. Epping and Howard are right there as the next up for the wild card. So say they were to play each other in the final, they'd probably end up with 2 chances to go to the Briar, depending on, you know, Jacobs is the key there. If he can win Northern Ontario, it opens up another wild card spot.
Interesting.
Holman has that luxury tonight.
Yeah,
if she were to lose, she'll play Carrie Anderson in the wild card game. If she wins, it will be Anderson versus Scheidegger.
So Scott McDonald did go up there. First indication was to play that tick shot again, Pete, but I think his players changed his mind on this one. Went into the rings.
Yeah, it worked last night. You see a team like Epping, they play some pretty soft weight even on their open hits there, where some of the teams early in the game are firing them a little hard.
Whoa. Close. Whoa. Close. Close. Yep, whoa.
I think Scott Chadwick and Johnny Buke both played with Greg Ballston. I know in Brantford they played and lost to Mike Harris in the 3-4 game, so that's probably the closest they've been. First stone for Brent Lang, throwing second stones for Team Epping. Brent had to miss the playdowns last year to go to a little event called the Olympics. Picked up a 4th place ribbon there.
You like ribbon?
Bit of a mistake there. They rolled out. As we talked about, McDonald plays pretty defensive early. They're going to peel this guard. Some teams will go around it. One thing I've noticed is Scott's playing with a ton of confidence.
Yep.
Well, when your skip has a ton of confidence, you're going to win a few games, that's for sure.
Absolutely. He's not afraid to throw any shot either. I mean, he might play a little more conservative, but it doesn't mean he's not willing to take on any shot at any time. He's got great sweepers, the ability to clear out rocks. We've talked about it throughout the week, even joking around about how hard Wes can throw the stone for a guy who's not exactly built like Chadwick, you know?
Yeah, Wes can throw a fast rock. So yeah, this is my first chance actually to see the McDonald team, because I wasn't up here last night. And yeah, that's the first thing I am noticing, Pete, is a little defensive. Most of the guys' teams this week would have been going around those guards early.
Yeah, he could be a big believer in, you know, that modern theory of controlling the scoreboard, trying to score in the even ends. It's also a good chance to just get his team into the game, get some confidence by making simple shots, you know?
I think he may also have a bit of a game plan here against Epping and Howard, because Epping and Howard do like to get rocks in play. Maybe he's trying to
counterattack that, for sure. So we've got a fairly clean end here, Mary. I've got a question for you. So in the women's, 3 teams made the playoffs, right? So Rachel went straight to the final, and after a tiebreaker game, we had a semifinal. And then in the men's, more teams, we have a Page playoff. I know in the men's, when I played, it was a 10-teamer, and there was just straight to the final and a semifinal. Which playoff format do you prefer?
Jeez. With the 10-team? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Well, again, back in my day, it was just the 3 teams that would make it.
Yes.
And then actually, I think the first year I went to the Scotties is when they actually brought in the Page playoff system. I don't know, Pete. I wasn't crazy about the Page at first.
Just clean.
I do find, though, that the team that usually wins the round robin,
hard.
They usually win the 1-2 game.
Really hard.
And they usually end up winning the whole competition.
Hard.
There's a big mistake there out of Johnny Buke. Open flash, maybe a little bit of nerves. Gives Epping the opportunity to split the rings and maybe force. My thoughts on the Page are, you look at what McDonald achieved this week. He's 2 games clear of the field.
Yeah.
I think they should go straight to the final.
Yeah.
I think if both teams have the same record, the one team that beat the other would say get the hammer in a 1-2 game. But really, for his effort this week, going 9-0, 2 games clear, he gets hammer and choice of Rockstone. I don't know if that's a big enough reward for what he's accomplished over the last 6 days, you know. So I'd prefer to see McDonald go straight to the final in a situation like this. But
that's a good point, Pete. And it's not the situation where the one team goes undefeated all week. But like you say, he's gone undefeated all week. The next behind them they're tied for 2 losses.
Yes.
So yeah, you got a good point there.
I try to make the odd one once a game. Might have used that one up a little early. You know, we got 9 more ends here.
Scott.
John's trying to play the hit and roll over towards the blue. Better throw there. Trying to maybe set up a double for one of Scott's 2 shots. A nice chance here, Mary, though, for Epping to force.
Shot.
Pretty clean end being played over on the other sheet as well. Howard starting with hammer. He's got a chance to hit in line 2.
Gonna run a hair fresh in this path too.
So Epping's 2 losses this week were to McDonald and Retchless, actually, his first game and his last game.
Yeah, in between, he was pretty good. The bookends weren't ideal, but I think we'll see a better John Epping today than what we saw yesterday. As I say that, makes a mistake, rolls out, and now the blank is back on.
Even, say firm, like there. Actually, let's not give the rock away, right there.
Scott would like to stay here, force John to hit and stay himself. Obviously hoping to blank at this stage. What are your thoughts on the ladies' final tonight, Mary? Holman's obviously pretty big favorite. Do you give Tippin any chance? What do you think she has to do to try to, maybe shock the world and knock off the #1 ranked team in the world?
Well, I think obviously the Tippin team, I think nerves are going to be a bit of a factor tonight. Being in a final and playing, the #1 team in the world, so they're going to have to really settle the nerves.
Hard, Scott.
Hard's got, whoa!
Really, just make some shots, Pete, and,
Clean.
trying to get Rachel, if there is such thing as getting her out of her comfort zone, which I guess would be getting a few rocks in play and trying to get some mistakes out of her. But
yeah,
it's not going to be easy.
They're going to have to hope to play their best, and I think they're going to have to hope for a few breaks along the way. I mean, Rachel's got a lot to lose, too. She knew at the start of the week she's going to be in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody knew that. I've made my thoughts fairly clear in an article that we published pre-event by Johnny Brazow that I'd be sending her to the Scotties regardless of whether she wins or loses. But everybody's got a shot. Basically, Tippin has to out-curl her for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. I was commenting about Rachel's team yesterday, and they're just such a unit. I mean, they play together 9 months out of the year. It's like a business for these girls. They know everything about everybody on that team as far as how they throw it. They finish each other's sentences. They know what each other's thinking because they play so much together. So that's tough to come up against.
But Tippin's hot. They came in yesterday against the wall. They had a 3-game day yesterday, won them all, and then picked up a pretty easy win this morning. So they're playing their best curling of the season.
They sure are.
Last rock of the first end. Scott McDonald with the blank attempt. Good throw there. Bit of a mistake by Epping. He had a chance to force after Johnny Buke threw the flash, but with the rollout, McDonald blanks the first. 0-0 heading to the second. Sort of what we expected. We got there in a different way than we expected, but the end result was the same.
Yeah.
You can't see it right now. Apologies for that, but Glenn Howard playing an open hit for 2. Being the veteran that he is, he had no problem. A nose hit. You can hear the crowd in the background cheering for Glenn. Glenn might be the fan favorite here.
Glenn's a fan favorite in a lot of places.
Yeah, as long as Gushu's not around, basically. Everywhere we go on tour, it does not matter where, Gushu gets the loudest cheers
Is that
everywhere.
Right, eh?
I mean, if he was to play Jacobs and Sault Ste. Marie, yeah, Jacobs is going to get more.
Yeah.
But for the most part, everywhere we go, Brad Gushu is a fan favorite. We welcome your questions and comments on Twitter. You can find me at XL Purple Sweater. The problem is I might not find your interactions because it's been a common theme the whole week. I have no Wi-Fi in this building, but Mary does, so you can find Mary at Mary Chilvers.
Yeah.
Whoa! John!
We'd like to make it an interactive broadcast here.
Shot, Scott.
Nice tick shot there by Scotty Chadwick. Set up 2 corner guards. Instead of just throwing a straight center, John's going to try to accomplish 2 things. Sort of a center guard, but then choke off that guard a little bit.
Well, yeah, John's realizing that this is probably going to be an ongoing strategy for McDonald with that tick shot in the first beginning of each end. So he's going to have to come up with another way to counteract that.
Yeah, we talked about the tick last night on the broadcast because the teams have become so good at it, and people were wondering if we're going to go 6-rock roll, 7-rock roll. I don't think that is a very good recipe, but they're talking about banning the tick shot if the rock is thrown within a certain area, probably touching the center line. Lisa Weigel was obviously dead set against it. She immediately texted in and said, leave the tick shot alone. I think she gets royalties on every tick that's made.
Yeah.
They're going to try it again here, or could be ice to go around the corner.
Yeah.
Line's good.
Yeah, they're going to go around the
John's
corner.
rock. John. Yep. Hard line, it's really cutting, guys. Hard, John, you got it still. You got it still. Hard. Hard. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's going to come up a hair short here.
That's fine. Good throw. Just need a bit more ice.
You see how offensive John Epping is. A lot of teams would hit and roll in off of that rock. That was, well, I guess he's not allowed to. 5 rock. Good call, Pete. I don't think he would hit it either way. He'd be going around the guard.
Yeah.
I got to learn to count to 5, though. Scary thing is numbers is, you know, one of the few strengths I have in this world. And
well, we're still getting used to this 5 rock, Pete.
I've been around it for about 5 years in the slam, so I have no excuses.
Wait only. Wait only. Line's great. Line's great.
Brent Lang
Line's
looking
great.
to throw the out-turn come around
Line's
here.
great.
I think his
Line's
wife's
great.
on today in the Skins game. I don't
Throw
think
if you
she's
can,
played
Maddie.
yet.
Whoa,
I know
whoa, whoa,
Botcher
whoa,
knocked
whoa,
off
whoa,
Gushu
whoa,
last
whoa,
night
whoa.
in the Skins. Nice shot there by Brent. A lot of teams would chase this, but not McDonald. He's going to stick to his strategy and play the run back here.
And this is Wes Forget's forte here. He loves to throw these.
It's one thing to throw him hard. He actually throws them extremely accurate
Whoa.
and smooth.
Close.
Like there's no effort there at all.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yes. Yes.
And there you go. What a great shot by Wes. He was laughing pretty hard earlier in the week. The MC introduced him as Wes Forget. She's pretty unbelievable. You know, I made some mistakes in my day as the MC of the Grand Slam, but that's a tough one.
Well, as an MC, I think you kind of have to do your homework and make sure you get the pronunciations right.
Yeah, that's sort of
Wait only. Line's good.
the number one aspect of the job, I
Line's
would
great.
say. I
Line's
forgot to
great.
announce Glenn Howard at an event this year, though. Skipped right over him, and then he
Line's
dropped
perfect.
6 in the first end, so
Line's perfect.
it didn't work out well.
Matt.
Same
Yeah,
shot
you
here
gotta
for
go,
Brent.
Matt.
For our viewers, what the teams did last night, so they played each
Sorry,
other,
Matty.
and then after
Whoa,
the
whoa,
game,
whoa,
they had to stick around, wait for the end of the draw, and then McDonald got to choose which color he wanted, and he had the pick, so he took yellow, obviously.
I think firm.
He had the pick of all of the yellow rocks in the building, and while they were matching those stones, Team Epping were doing the same thing with the blue, and then after that, Howard had choice. He took blue, so the rest of the rocks in the building he had choice of, and the same with Thomas with the yellows.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Another run back. Would have liked to stick that, but still a very good shot. Unusual bit, Mary. Sometimes what they'll do is give 2 sheets of rocks to the 3-4 game, 2 sheets of rock to the 1-2 game, so they can all practice at once. Rachel was here picking her stones this morning after the semifinal.
Yeah, the ice crew, they were all here pretty late last night. Letting some of the teams practice after the draw.
Wait only. Wait. Whoa early. Whoa early. No, line's good.
Matt Cam
Line's good.
looking to duplicate
gotta-
what Brent
whoa,
Lang
whoa.
has done twice and bury this in around the guard.
Okay. Whoa.
A little more weight than Brent.
A little bit Langer.
John says a little bit Langer. It's hard because Brent's 6 feet away from the curling stone. But so they're going to, with John here, they're not going to play the run back. It's a long run back. It's late in the end, and that rock slid maybe a rock or two too far for Epping, so they're going to play the freeze.
Scott, yep. Scott. Hard, Scott. Whoa, wait only. Wait only. Wait only. Scott's rock still. Scott's rock. Good shot.
Perfect shot by John. Kept the angle. Shot rock. No choice for Epping but to try to follow it down. shows that even though these guys play a lot of defense, they know how to draw, they know how to play the soft shots.
Second shot here for Matt Cam.
Trying to get Brent to carve this one in.
Hard, Langer, go! Hard, come on! Hard!
Bit of a mistake, just a hair heavy there. Good chance now for McDonald
just
to
right on top and just touch it a hair.
To lie to and
hot.
Be real tough for Epping to do anything.
I think you can
eyeing
hold
this high blue corner guard there, the dreaded John Epping intern
like
run through double that he seems to make for fun. It'd be a desperate situation to be in though if he had to play it.
Early, yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Scott! Scott! Hard! Whoa! Yes, 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 yes! Blue.
Really, really good there, Mary. Lies two buried, perfect angles. Team Epping's in a world of hurt here. Great end by John, real rebound end after he had that open flash last end. He'll be happy that I keep mentioning it.
So Epping's in a bit of a dilemma here. He hasn't got a whole lot of choices.
Yeah, we'll see what the team has to say here.
Let's have a listen in here.
I gotta make my last one. It's a long runner, and I could.
If you ever hit it a hair low, they're sitting
three. Yeah. Okay, so let's try and tap it. Back 12-ish. Langer, I think you can get her in there once it goes across the line.
So they discussed the run back, Mary.
Yeah.
There's going to be, I think they're trying to get in here for maybe third shot with a good angle. If they're able to move it far enough with back 12 weight, they might be able to lie second. And he's eyeing up a couple run backs already just in case McDonald throws the guard.
Yeah, so a pretty precise shot here for John Epping. This is his first.
He's hoping to throw back 12 weight here.
Whoa, whoa, hard! Hard! Hard!
Oh, he just ticked the guard. Probably a hair light.
I don't think we want to. I like the angles.
Chipped another yellow one into the rings. Might come into play if a run back is missed.
I think we go here.
So let's have a listen in to Team McDonald.
Two, he has to be careful with the shooter, right? I had you. I like that a lot. Okay. I mean, if we can tap the blue half a rock, fine, but I had you about here. Think about there for me.
What I found really impressive with Scott is he has a plan. He knows what he wants to do. He's very good at explaining it. John's got his back the whole time. He brooms himself a little bit differently because he knows he throws it a little bit differently. We noticed last night they were taking at least an extra foot on some draw shots versus Epping's team. Just a difference in how they throw it in the rotation. But
that's exactly right.
Scott's been the best player out here all week. He's going to try to freeze into his two yellows.
I did. I'll do it again.
Scott early. Back four is good if line's good.
Pretty nice situation to be in. Already lying 2.
Whoa. 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 Hard West. Good.
Yeah, it ends up in a very good spot. It's in there for 4th shot. Epping trying to find a way to limit the damage.
Wonder if I just hit it a hair high, try and stay in front of it. This one kicks out, and I'll just hope I can stay and he blasts for 3. Well,
so Pete, we're gonna let's just have a listen to what these guys are saying.
If I get a millimeter low, I lose 2 yellows and I'm buried. But
you can do it. Super tight.
Oh, I know. But at least I lose the back one, and if I stay right there with nose, if I stay right there, it's going to be hard to get me out. Yeah.
So this is the strength and the confidence of John. He wants to throw like a peel weight here, absolutely paper that yellow guard. He feels if he does so, he'll kill the top one that was just thrown. He'll kill the back yellow, and his shooter should stay in the ballpark there, and that'd be a real tough 2. Downside is if he hits the guard here, it's there's a 5 possibility for McDonald.
Okay, last shot here for John Epping.
It's got a curl. It's way out there. It does.
It's out there. Going a bit now.
Need that shooter to stay.
Why would you want to sweep that to roll past that one?
So it will be an open draw for 4 here. Disastrous then for Team Epping. 2 great shots there by Johnny Buke set this up. Probably one of the easiest shots Scott will have all week. Gets to lob it down, double backing, put a 4 spot up on the board.
Well, like you said, Pete, the McDonald team are very good at defense, but they just proved here that they're very good at offense as well. They made some great shots here to set this 4 up. Couple of misses on the Epping side as well, of course.
And not even by much, just a little deep. Both of Matt's were a little deep. Both of John's were perfect.
Line's good.
Perfect weight here, and it is Team McDonald 4-0 over Epping after 2. Uphill climb now for Epping. They're in a similar spot last night, Mary. They got down early, and they never really got anything going. We'll see if they can fight back at all today.
Well, based on the body language out there, what I'm seeing now, you know, it's very frustrating for a team like Epping, who are so used to being at the top, and perhaps they're being a little surprised here by this McDonald team.
Yeah, I'm no sports psychologist, but it does, let's just say they're not doing cartwheels out there right now.
No.
You know who is Team Howard. Glenn just made a triple takeout on the sheet next to us, but he was in a deep pile of trouble. Charlie Thomas just has to hit the rings to score 2 and tie the game up at 2. Big shot by Glenn.
Lots right now. Lots right now. West is rock.
Don will definitely throw this one into the rings. See the double corner guard out of Epping. And depending on how things line up, could be a bunch of peels.
Well, Epping's really going to have to get his guards in good positioning here. And
again, it's a long game. If they could score 2, force score 2, now going to the break, they're down 5-4.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get it all back at once.
Whoa.
I was always pretty comfortable being down 4 because I was used to it.
Yeah, that's the thing with this Epping team. They're not used to this.
I mean, maybe I should go down there and talk them through this, boys. So we see the corner. I think McDonald will have Scott throw another one into the rings here. We see most of the men's teams here go top 4, full 8, and then their third one will be like a foot short. Couple perfect shots there. I mean, they look easy, but it's really key to put those in the proper position. Puts Epping behind the 8 ball. They're eventually going to have to chase those stones. Well played in by Scott. Craig will go old school here and throw the corner guard on the other side.
Whoa. Really
any thoughts on why he's going old school here, Pete? Is it just...
I think he trusts Craig enough that he can make the parallel.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key to it, right, is to try to take away the double.
Yeah.
And he's done that successfully.
So here's where the 5-rock rule is really going to be handy for Team Epping, being down the 4 points here. Normally we'd be up there ripping those guards now, but he can't. McDonald cannot hit yet, so...
He's going to have West throw this one, I would say, just short of the rings. So if Epping was to make a play on this stone, they don't get their shooter on. They don't get a blue rock on the rings. And then we'll see some peels. This one's probably a little heavy early.
Okay, let's see. Close, Scott. Scott. No, I know. I was going to try to get by. John. That's fine, Wes.
Yeah, it ends up in a decent spot. They would have liked it to stop a hair shorter, but it's fine.
Hair on this side.
This is a pretty unusual weight call that John would have him throw peel, but it's an opportunity to blast all of the yellows out. Really the key, and maybe more important than blasting all the yellows, is to keep your shooter.
Right. Yeah, they're lined up pretty good for McDonald right now. So Johnny's got his 2 corners up.
Yep, whoa. Yep.
Try to keep this one in the rings. Maybe even get a little roll. Oh, wonderful shot by Brent Lang.
Triple takeout for Langer. But where that rock stopped, this is, again, we've talked about it, Wes's bread and butter. He's got a chance at a double peel here. I'd be surprised if they don't take it on.
2/3.
2/3 of a rock.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, just ticked it.
So close.
Good throw there by Wes.
So there's a bit of a break for the Epping team.
Absolutely. They'll now go around this corner. This is how you score your 3.
Yeah.
McDonald could hit the open one. You get another one buried around the corner. And
Even with that.
all of a sudden we could have a 4-3 game here. Still lots of curling left in this end, but so far so good for Team Epping. You can see he's taking at least 4 feet of ice. The ice has been great all week. Darren Sinclair and his team have done an outstanding job.
Whoa. Always salve. Can you go deep, Seth?
Got chirping about
Yeah,
mixed
go,
doubles
Seth.
last night, Mary, with Wayne Tuck. Wayne's a good friend, not only of mine, but of curling and this
Keep going,
broadcast.
bud. Keep going. Good call, boys.
They provided the curling stones this week, Canadian curling stones.
Mm-hmm. They did.
Brand new rocks this week at the provincials.
Control.
Normally you'd be upset if a rock went that deep.
Yeah.
Going that deep is not the worst thing because it gives room to get another rock in there for Team Epping. Scott's asking Johnny Buke to make the hit and roll here. Some nice control weight.
Close. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yes. Whoa.
Real nice weight here by John.
Yep,
And a great line call and a great result.
Nice shot, John.
Real nice. Epping's okay with that though, Mary.
Yeah.
That rock, it's a bit behind the tee, but there's room for him because the ice is so good. There's room for him to play a back line shot here, probably kill the yellow and lie two buried.
Yeah, Pete, I'm not sure that was a very good roll.
They rolled all the way over. They might have been better, Mary, like you say, to roll just to the forefoot. Are you thinking?
Yeah. Like you're playing over in that territory where John wants to be playing.
Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
This is looking good.
Sav, go. Whoa, Langer. Whoa. Sav.
They're all confused down there, Pete.
Yeah.
Good shot, bud.
Did have to curl the hair more. Great touch there by Matt Cam.
Mm-hmm.
You like the same weight? Hit about 2/3, just roll back 4.
They're looking to play a little control weight double here, Mary. Same weight he just threw. The guard is in play. Probably rather jam this than roll out wide, I would think.
Oh. Yep. Push. Hard. 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 Hard Wes. Hard Wes.
Great double kill there. After a shaky start, John's really made some great shots the last couple of events. John Epping's going to ignore the yellow shot rock and draw him behind the blue. Really no choice. Trailing by 4.
Wait only. Whoa. Line's good. Line's good. Whoa. Sav will always Sav. Always Sav. Hard Sav.
Need
Hard
this one to
Sav.
curl
Keep it
a
moving.
lot.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Go.
It's a little cold up here today, Mary. We might need a little coffee from the ice makers if they're listening.
Oh, yeah. They've been good to us all week up here. Well,
Scotty?
he just got a biter there, Pete.
Yeah,
Good enough?
they wanted that. It's not buried enough for a player of the caliber of Scott. He can see a lot of this stone. Still going to make the shot, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Should come up nicely, guys. Hack.
Scott McDonald's first shot here. Scott's from London, Ontario. Not London, England.
No, he's a 3-time reigning Highland mixed champion, I think.
Whoa. Yep.
Just squeak the
gets
guard there. Rolls to a nice spot. John's going to probably play the freeze, or he could play the double. He's going to go with the double and start over next, and he's going to try to get out of here with a blank.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people out here watching this, Pete, that are kind of wondering where this McDonald team came from.
Yeah, like, again, if you haven't been following the World Curling Tour, this would be a huge surprise to most of the fans here. Just dominant performance after dominant performance. And doesn't seem like the moment's bothering them at all.
No.
This is as well as I've seen them play all week. And you think about that, they're 9-0.
Whoa!
Nice double there by John. He's still...
Oh, could have actually maybe rolled that one on.
Yeah, Langer needed to kick that one on here
Yeah.
to keep the deuce alive. Unfortunately, with those staggered guards, good chance for Scott to draw around and actually force Team Epping to a single, which would be ideal for McDonald. Look at the extra ice he's taking here, man. This is a foot more than they gave Matt Cam, and keep in mind, Matt Cam's rock didn't even bury. We noticed this last night.
Yeah. So McDonald's team's rocks curl maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, it looks like his intern might curl like Reed Carruthers.
Mm-hmm.
Hope Reed's listening out there. He's playing the Skins game this week. Good luck to Reed, Mike, Haji, and Derek taking on the reigning Olympians, Team Cooey.
Whoa, Wes. Whoa, Wes. Whoa, Wes. Scott, the whole way.
They'll take this as far as they can to get the curl.
Yeah, good call, Mary. They don't
Lose
care
it back
about the
there.
weight here.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get this back as far as they can to lose it. There's
Pretty
no
much
run
does
back
it.
for John. Forced to a single here. Key shots again by John in this end. You know, John, it wasn't the roll. He probably rolled too far on that one, but then he made that great soft weight double to kill the end for Epping.
So the loser of this game is not out of the competition. They do have another chance. In the semifinal, they'll play against the winner of Howard and Thomas. The winner of this goes to the final.
Easy draw here for John. The boys are just cleaning it in, get them on the board. So at the end of 3 ends, it's Team McDonald leading Team Epping 4-1.
Yeah, wide, but he's got the wide kind of hook.
Yeah, so Epping's got some work to do here. Down 3 without.
Yeah, we'll see the double centers. The thing with John, I mean, he's not going to be afraid to get blown out. I mean, a loss is a loss. He's not worried about being embarrassed or anything like that. He knows he has to do what he has to do to try to get back into this game, and in doing so, he risks giving up, you know, another 3-ender. But that's a position he's in right now, and the only way to get out of it is with aggression.
Right.
And some made shots.
And hopefully the odd break would come in handy as well, but this McDonald team's playing very well. So this guy needs really no introduction, Craig Saville. Got quite a curling bio here in front of me for Craig. Used to play with John Morris. He's a provincial junior champ and Canadian champ with John Morris.
And world.
Line's perfect.
And world, that's right.
They did it all twice.
Yeah, yeah. Had a long run with Glenn Howard.
It's hard to throw the high ones today.
Winning the Worlds with Glenn twice.
He briefly played. He was going to play 1 year at Nova Scotia, and that was the year he was diagnosed with cancer, had to step away from the game. Great to see him back out there.
Sure is. Scott Chadwick.
Stay close. Whoa. Whoa.
This is
John.
Scott's 4th appearance here at the Tankard.
Wes. Whoa, John. Wes. Hi, Wes.
Playing that tick shot again.
Shot.
Not bad, but it will give John at least something to work with here.
Yeah, nice little tick. Got it off the center line. Craig will throw the intern guard here.
Close. Right here. Whoa.
Speaking of John Morrison, speaking of mixed doubles, John has stepped away from the men's game. He's going to focus
Make sure we got some space.
on the mixed doubles as well as his new family. John's now married with a son. He's opening up a new business, so we wish John all the best. I like this call here by Scott. There's really no reason to play another tick. These rocks are already off the center line. He's going to draw into the top 8 here, try to control the front of the rings. "4-1 score, Mary." It'd be a good time to hit Twitter, but I got no tweets coming in. I got nothing. Really nice shot there. Scott's having a great game. Well, they all are. In-turn draw here for Brent Lang.
It's really curling.
Huge miss next door. Charlie Thomas had an opportunity to play an in-off and lie 4 or 5 against Howard. He flashed it. Now Glenn might have an opportunity for 2.
Great shot.
Great shot there by Brent. It's his bread and butter. He doesn't miss a lot of those. Speaking of bread and butter, Wes is going to throw a double run back here. He might even be able to get 4 rocks moving here. A millimeter low, that's fairly precise.
I got a lot of Twitter action here, Pete.
Right.
Yeah, I just have no Wi-Fi, so I have no action. Texts, tweets, phone calls.
You're right.
Just on my own right now, Mary.
Well, I got a couple questions for you here after we
Perfect.
watch this shot. Wes is one of the few players that actually picks up the rock now when he's throwing these.
I don't know if they accomplished a whole lot there.
No. This is from our friend Jerry Gertz, Pete.
Yes.
An idea for the tick shot rule. I hate the ban since it eliminates a skill a player learned. Why not make the skill harder? Can't tick it fully past the 4-foot line. Makes it harder, but still somewhat useful as a guard.
Line's good.
You know the problem I have with that rule, not that it's not a good idea, is like
easy.
now like we get 2 more lines on the ice. You got officials coming out to decide is it in, is it not in. Like
Go ahead, Sav.
I think that just gets messy.
Go ahead, Sav.
In my opinion, we're always better. The fewer officials, the better. Jerry always comes up with very interesting ideas, though, and he's willing to share his ideas. And sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong. He's always willing to listen to someone else's opinion. He's been doing a good job all week covering the results here in Elmira. Through Curling Zone. For live scores, you can always go to ontcurl.com
/scoreboard, I believe. Yeah. Well, John's doing a good job here, John Epping, of.
He's trying to force the action.
Yeah, he's trying to force some action here, and
it's going to take a mistake or 2 out of McDonald to help him get back in the game, but we're only in the 4th end here.
So he's calling Matt Cam here to come around everything.
Little bit, if you can. Little bit if you can. Yep, go. Hard line. Line's good. Whoa, close. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, should rope in here sideways now. Go, Sav. Go ahead, bud. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Real nice touch there by Matt. Well swept.
Oh boy, Matt. Great shot.
That's a great shot by Matt.
Really well managed stone there.
Shots to send Sav. Boy.
McDonald could follow him down, or they could choose to play a run back. We got a comment here through text that Scott is second stone on that mixed team at the Highland, and he's only won it twice. I'm giving him too much credit here. It's hard to fact check that one, but thank you to a very loyal viewer for pointing that out. And good luck in tonight's game, loyal viewer.
John Buick.
Good shot there by John. It's not really a steal situation now for Epping. He will throw the guard here, but more than likely he's going to end up trying to force McDonald to a single.
A tight guard then?
We got Lisa Weagle's husband here checking out the action
Only
here. He
chance
could be
we
here
get is if he
scouting
chases.
rocks just to see. Rachel's picked her stones, but Robin could be here just checking out to see what rocks McDonald are throwing. It's always good to gather as much information as you can.
Little bit early. Okay, you're okay.
Matt
You're
Cam
okay.
looking to guard his rock
Line's good.
in the back 8
Line's
foot.
great. Line, whoa, straight. Line's good.
Matt's a two-time
Line's
champ
good.
at this
Yep.
competition.
Whoa.
Once
whoa,
with Mark
whoa,
Keane and then
whoa,
last
whoa.
year with John Epping. Nice shot by Matt.
Yeah, they picked up the bronze medal at the Brier last year, losing to Botcher in the semifinal. Out-turn Peel here. You can see John doesn't throw it nearly as hard as Wes. Great call there. They're trying to roll in off the back of that other yellow guard. Just didn't quite do so. Or it's a rock that Epping might have had to deal with. Instead, they're going to draw around the corner guard and put the force in play.
Unless we can see at least 3/4 of the net is from behind the guard.
Out-turn draw here for John. Don't want to set up a double here. That's about the only downside on this shot.
Can we follow that one?
Got it mostly buried.
Or do we try to tap it out and roll to center?
I thought I was going to be wide open by now.
I don't know if they have to go over there and play this rock.
No, I'm thinking the same, Pete.
I mean, I get what they're thinking, but right now, the odds are they're going to be
How much of this do we have?
forced.
Sorry?
2/3 makes it.
So Scott's down at the far end, Scott Chadwick. He says they could see about 2/3 of this. They could take a run at it. There's really not a lot of downside in it either.
But I mean, at the same time, if we're not second shot, he's drawing to bite the top 8. He does, but
Just shows you the
You guys like
confidence
this
he
or
has
that
that
or
he's
that?
willing to even think about playing this shot. A lot of the teams that just hit the open one, trade hits, put a single up on the board.
firm.
Yeah, he's really wanting to go towards the blank here again.
He's been fearless the whole week. You know, if I was playing like that, I'd have a lot of confidence too.
I think I have enough of it. Yeah.
He's doing not bad then, eh, Mary, for a second stone on the Highland Mixed League, you know? 9-0 at the Provincials, up 4-1 with in the 1-2 game.
Playing John Epping.
That must be a real tough league over there if he can only play second in it. Remind me never to sign up for the Highland Mixed.
So, of course, he's playing the double here. He wants to stick it too, right, Pete? Because if not, John will go around.
Yeah, he can make the double. He can make the roll. Either way, he's trying to put that the blank back in play.
Okay.
Put a little too thin. No damage done, though. John's going to replace that rock, or he could choose to guard.
Nah, sorry, guys.
Wants to put in the trickiest spot he feels where he has to make McDonald make a choice. Do we want to hit? Do we want him to draw?
I tried to tip it a hair and did not.
Maybe put it in a spot where if he does hit, he won't be shot rock, so he has to make a roll. So that's Brent Lang just asked, or it might have been Craig, if we play the shot we're going to play, do you think he'll play the slash? Scott's got the guts to do it, but I would say there'd be a lot of risk in that. At this stage, I think Scott will be happy to put a point up on the board. I don't think he'd risk a slash double. John would be happy if he was to call that, actually.
Oh, yeah.
You're always happy he calls it until he makes it, though. Glenn Howard was forced to 1 in the third end. He leads Thomas 3-2, playing the fourth. Thomas has the hammer. This is sliding way too deep.
I'm torn.
Well, can he make the double and roll out,
Double
Pete?
and blank?
He's got the double and blank for sure. Nose hit double, he scores. The only thing, if he just hits this a hair high, he would obviously jam and give up a single.
3/4 on the outside. Yeah.
It's called for 3/4 on the outside, so that's definitely the blank attempt. Probably just as easy to blank as it is to make the nose double. More upside on the blank, slightly more risk.
Stay with the shooter, Wes.
Last shot here for Scott McDonald.
Oh, yep.
In the fourth.
Yeah! Yes! Yes!
He stuffed it.
Oh, he stuffed it.
Break there for Team Epping.
That's a big break.
Little more upbeat now is John. He's got a little more pep in his step
All
heading
of a
down to the
sudden.
other end there.
Yeah.
Craig Saville smiled, so we know he's awake.
That's frustrating.
Well, John said, let's just keep chipping, and that's what you have to do.
Absolutely.
Just keep chipping away.
It's a long game.
Yeah.
Actually, if they can force here, Mary, and then score 2 in the 6th, they're down 1. They'll have 2 hammers left each in the game, and we'll be in for a good battle. Just have to keep grinding away. And they need a mistake or 2 out of McDonald like they just got.
They just got, that's right. And, it's true what you say, Pete, how the all of a sudden there's an extra little bounce in Epping's step there after that. And,
yeah, could have been deflating if they made the blank there, but now John's pretty happy.
Yeah.
Well, not that happy, but
Happier.
happier, yes.
So we have a score of 4-2 here. Just starting the 5th end of play in this Page playoff game. Again, Scott McDonald sticking to the strategy of playing the tick shot on this first centerline guard.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa! Yes! Hard!
John's going to go hard on this to try to get it out of play so he could put it back into play. Oh. Literally a centimeter from the boards. Another great tick shot by Chadwick. Over in our other game, Thomas and Howard, we have a score of 3 for Howard, 2 for Thomas. They're just halfway through, 3/4 through their 5th end here.
Oh boy, shots.
Thomas has the hammer. And on our feature sheet, we're going to go for this tick shot yet again. We have not seen this strategy all week so early in a game. Makes it again.
Couple tick shots there, Mayor.
2 tick shots. The first one, Pete had to step away for a moment. The first one was literally like a centimeter from the boards.
Yeah, it's decent. It's fairly frustrating to Team Epping. Hard way to get back in the game without any center guards.
Okay, well then. Great. Yes, never off. Shooter, 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 shooter.
Not the cleanest peel attempt there, but still not an ideal situation for Team Epping. They'd be happy with a force here though.
Mm-hmm.
With everything that's happened in the game so far, to be down 3 would not be the end of the world.
Question here, Pete, from Ryan Giddens. He wants to know who's wearing it tighter on sheet D, Mathers or Adam Casey.
So he's talking sheet B. Ryan
B.
is out of PI. He's buddies with both these guys. I'd say the tighter of the 2 individuals is probably Casey right now. Although
No.
Dave is a little more fashion backward with his white belt.
No shot.
So he's got that going for him. Maybe a little flashback. You know that 10-year challenge? Maybe the white belts on Team Howard are a 10-year challenge situation.
See?
Time to get rid of those boys.
I think so.
Good question, though, from Ryan. Shout out to him.
Well, not an ideal situation for John, but there are some guards out here, so he's gonna come around this corner guard.
Yeah, it's not a great situation to steal, but it's a very good situation or set up to force for sure. If they can get one in here buried around the guard, or even throw one more tight guard here. I met Dave Mather's sister as I was coming into the arena this morning, or this afternoon for the first time. And she is engaged to the Leadstone Fraser Reed, who is playing for Team Thomas. So she's in a bit of dilemma. Who does she cheer for there, Mary? Her fiance or her brother? It's interesting. Fraser says you'll be cheering for Dave. Dave's like, of course she'll be cheering for me. But she's like, well, I'm going to marry this guy, you know, coming up pretty soon, so maybe I should cheer for him. She was pretty non-committal, though. It's got to be tough. It's like, you know, this week we see Doug Kraviasik is about 15 feet away from us. He had to watch his daughters do battle against each other in the round robin.
Yeah, I can't imagine being in that position.
They're going with the out-turn draw here, maybe for two reasons. They might think it finishes better, and they're going behind their own guard. So if a run back is jammed, it's better. It's also better if this rock stops in the rings. John ran in there, give it a little scrub, get it buried. So, you know, there is a chance now to force. Scott's going to give up on throwing peels here and have Johnny throw the out-turn freeze.
Like half on the blue. Early. Line's good. Scott's rock. Line's good. Yep. Really hard.
I like the line here.
Line's good. Yep. Scott. Nice shot.
Really, really nice shot there. Very impressive out of John. Well swept by the boys.
No, I think let's play one of the other.
John's a previous provincial mixed champion back in 2015 with Chris Gardner.
Must be a pretty good player to be able to drag Chris to a title.
Back 12, try and bump. It's really going to be hard to keep the line end. Like he's above the tee, right?
They're just going to try
They're splitting the tee line? Are they splitting the tee line?
Try to tap this one a hair, Mary. Big difference between the dead freeze and the tap, as we've seen on this arena ice.
But not on the nose, they'll be
if you up your weight just a little bit,
okay,
it can take a completely different path.
Does it? Okay.
Ice makers are really fumbling on our queue for coffee here.
Okay, freeze. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's fine. It's just, as long as I get by in contact, he has to chase, should leave me a double, but if I can stay on him there, it's just going to be easier to get the line, that's all. Yeah, okay. Back 12.
So decision made here for John. Going to throw just back 12 weight. Tap these rocks back a bit.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Really nice shot by John.
Yeah, real nice touch there. I'm back on Twitter here. We can get to that maybe at the endless end. A lot of people fired up about our tick shot comments. Oh, do people get angry? Eh? It's unbelievable. Just trying to throw out some ideas here, people. I like the trolls, though. I prefer the trolls to the compliments.
Just back 12.
You know?
Yeah. You do, eh? You like a challenge?
Yeah, I mean, not the smartest thing. They're just tweeting from their basement, and I get to broadcast what they do to everybody. So I feel like we have the upper hand here in the booth.
So what do we got going here? It's just a straight freeze here, Pete?
Yeah, he was talking about maybe running the blue. If he could perfectly nose hit that blue, he's hoping to kill the blues, and his yellow might jam on the back blue, but he's going to play the freeze instead.
Didn't add anything. Scott, you're close. Whoa.
Just bounced off that enough that I think John's going to be able to make a play on it. Might get him to force here.
Yeah. That's what I mean, so, okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. Hack there. Hack.
Looking to throw hack weight here, Mary. You want to come across the face. Maybe maintain an angle onto that yellow.
Got to roll. Roll half a rock? Yeah. Roll so we're dead straight on that blue.
If he hits this straight on, doesn't get that little inside roll, is it leaving McDonald with anything big?
Probably a double for 2.
Yeah. So the roll's pretty big here.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 Langer, go.
Really need this one to curl. Trying to get Brent to high side it over. Pretty good scrub. They might have got it far enough that the double would clip the back yellow.
Yeah.
We just draw, don't we?
If that's the case, I think you draw for 1.
Boy, they really carved that over, Pete.
Yeah, the sweeping really saved that. That and some nice weight out of John. Little tricky here, Mary. I mean, you don't expect Scott to miss this, especially the way he's played all week. But if he did, all of a sudden we've got a tie game. Over in our other game, it's tied up at 3, playing the 5th, as Thomas was forced to a single in the 4th end.
Sweep for 2. You might have to go, well, it was very soft release, Scott. It's moving.
Scott didn't love how he threw that one, and you can see how much is breaking. He threw a pretty soft handle there. His weight was perfect. So as we head to the 5th end break, is Team McDonald 5, Team Epping 2.
And we'll have more curling coming your way right after the 5th end break.
Why is curling such a passion for Canadian farmers? We think we know. In farming and curling, the idea is the same. It's about friends and family, teamwork, using the right tools, and getting it done under pressure. That's why New Holland and Pioneer Hybrid are proud to support Curling Canada, helping to grow the game we love. From your team at New Holland and Pioneer Hybrid, here's to success in the field and fun in the rink.
Every day you go new places. A small change in how you do things, or moving your things to a whole new town, or many things to many towns, all at once. No matter how small the move, it can be a big leap from where you are now. You've got it in you to go new places. So do we. We go there every day. We're here to help you move to places on the map, in the mind, in the heart, or all three.
Go new places with AMJ Campbell. Contact us at 888-AMJ-MOVE or amjcampbell.com.
I believe hard work and honest sweat are the building blocks of a person's character.
I believe farming nurtures the close family ties that make life rich in ways money can't buy.
I believe that true happiness comes from watching your crops ripen in the field, your children grow tall in the sun, your whole family feel the pride that springs from their shared experience.
I believe in farming because it makes all this possible. Long before the snow begins to melt, planning for the seeding season is underway. Start seeding off strong by using the right drill for the job. New Holland's P2082 disc drill precisely and consistently places seed and fertilizer for rapid nutrient uptake, and it does it all in one pass. Experience equal and even emergence through the innovation of New Holland. To learn more, visit your local New Holland dealer.
And welcome back to the Men's Ontario Curling Championship 1 versus 2 page playoff game, brought to you by Curl On and Title Sports Live. I'm Mary Chilvers along with Pete Stetsky. And if you're just joining us, we have a score of 5-2 with Team McDonald over Team Epping. Team Epping having the hammer here in the 6th end of play. Looks like we have a little bit of a game going on here out in the arena. So before we get going with this sixth end of play, we're going to have to just wait here. Of course, we were unaware of this situation, Pete.
Yeah, it's almost like a hooligans jumped out on the ice and doing some commentary here. Trying to inject some energy into the crowd, I guess.
Yeah, I think they were actually talking about the 50-50 draws they've been having here all week. There's been some good money to be made here this week. In fact, the ice crew won last night's draw.
That's good to see.
Yeah.
Good to see if they'd share it with us.
They should, really. So here we go, sixth end of play here in this Page playoff game.
Line's good.
With Scott Chadwick starting this end off. Scott's from Kingston, Ontario.
Looks hot, boys.
He's a university provincial and Canadian champ back in 2010.
Shot.
With his teammate here, Jonathan Buke.
They play out of Queens, I think.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was out of Queens. So Mary, to our Twitter here, there's been all this debate about the tick. I just want to say to everyone, we are not advocating for no ticks.
A little bit of curl.
We were asked a question, what do you think the next major rule change in the game would be beyond the 5-rock rule? And I think both of us think that they would change the tick shot before we'd go to a 6-rock or 7-rock. So try to keep that in mind, people. Scott Jones has fired right up, completely unnecessary to address the impact a tick shot has. Actually is necessary to talk about it when we're answering a question. If you're in position of being down and complaining that the tick shot does not allow you to come back, then play better in the 8th or 9 ends before that. Again, I don't think anybody is complaining about the tick. It's merely a rule suggestion moving forward to create more offense. I agree, Scott. Teams need to play better and people need to be better. Ice maker's perspective, John Wall, great ice maker. Says that means ice makers would have to install 4-foot lines again. And he says, I could just hear it hang on the 4-foot, just hanging. And that was a big problem when we had those 4-foot lines.
That's true, yeah.
And Josh Barry, if you're in position to play a tick shot coming home, shouldn't you be in the position that if you make a tick shot that you maintain the advantage? I don't think anybody disputes that, Josh. Speaking of coming home, Josh would love to have the lead coming home. He's playing in the 3-4 game out in the BC Provincials. The winner of that game is taking on Team Wensick, would play Montgomery, and Jimmy Cotter, perennial BC champion, has already secured his spot in the finals. In Northern Ontario, Team Jacobs is 6-1 right now in the round robin. Team Horgan, coming off a disappointing performance for them in the junior, are undefeated at 6-0. They defeated Jacobs. So they could have a bye to the final there if they continue to win out.
Wow, you know, Team Jacobs being such a strong team, it will slightly shock me if they don't get through Northern Ontario, but
John's Rock.
I'd use a different adjective than slightly. I mean, they are they're in the top 3 teams in the world, I think most would say, 3 or 4 teams in the world. And
I know, just let
as
it
good
walk.
as that Horgan team is, and they have an extremely bright future.
Let it walk. No,
I
don't think
big
you need,
upset.
no.
But
Strong number.
you know, they've already beaten them once. They beat them, I believe, once last year. So they're not afraid to play, Brad, that's for sure. Nice couple come-arounds there. But we've got 2 guards in play, 5 rocks. This is what John needs, trying to generate the offense here. We had one more question, not about the tick shots.
Line's great.
Kim Ball wanted to talk about the CTRS standings just for the wild card situation. So Team Cooey's ranked number 1 So he will definitely have a chance to win Alberta. If he lost to, say, Botcher, he would be in the wild card game. Jacobs, if he were to lose in Northern Ontario, is also guaranteed to be in that game. Next up is Botcher, followed by Epping. Gushu is 5th, but he's already in the Brier as the 2-time reigning and defending Canadian champion. Next up is Howard. So there's multiple scenarios here that could happen. I don't think you get much beyond Howard, though. Dunstone sits in 7th. Reed sits in 8th. And this team McDonald here is 9th. So it shows you the year they've had. All those other teams we've mentioned, a lot of Canadian world champions, Olympic champions there. Team McDonald's right in there in 9th place. Oh, the ice makers are here to warm us up. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Ooh, this looks interesting, Pete. All right, little conference. Let's have a listen in here to what the Epping team is going to discuss.
Freeze right now. Freeze right on the blue.
A lot of foam in this
It doubles on the double in the middle is perfect for us right now. It's the same thing. That or we freeze the blue. What's he do? What do you? No, I know. Oh, here. Well, true. Okay. If he blasts, it's just he's able to get it out. Then you're having to play that anyways. What do you think if he does? Well, what does he do if we do this? Straight freeze.
So they decided on the straight freeze. They had a pretty good talk there about all their options, not only what they can do, but what the consequences will be and what they feel McDonald will play. Brent Lang throwing his second stone of the end. We'll play the intern freeze here.
A little bit early.
Can update you that
Yep.
Howard has taken a 5-3 lead over Thomas.
Whoa.
Big score
Yep.
2 there in the 5th.
Whoa. Whoa.
They're just out of their
Whoa.
break, playing the 6th end now.
Yep. Whoa. 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 It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. Good shot.
Real good shot there out of Brent. Gonna have John throw the out-turn run back here is what they're lining up right now.
You can go over the top too, like maybe thick half.
Looking to hit about a half a stone here, remove a couple of the blues and maybe free up that one that's locked onto the 2 yellows.
Gotta go. Yeah. Yes.
Gotta be careful not to stuff this.
Whoa. It's fine.
You know, it doesn't look like a great result, but it's basically what Scott called. There is a double now off the blue top one, although it's not easy. John will be fairly happy as well, Mary. He's got 2 rocks in the rings and an opportunity to draw him with a 3rd. Shot rock continues to be Team McDonald. What about making the Twitter world blow up? You can ban corner guards, Mary. How about
Line's
that?
great.
You know, get some
Whoa,
feedback.
gotta move a bit. Well then. Whoa.
One of the events at the Slams,
Yeah,
they
just
banned
a little bit behind. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
stopwatches
whoa, 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 whoa.
and the ability to play the tick if your rock's touching the center line.
Right.
A lot of the guys don't use the watch anyway.
No, they don't.
Quarter of a rock here. John being asked to play an extremely thin double.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa! Yes! 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 Hard!
Oh, what a great shot. Just barely squeezed that out. He misses that, Marion. A 3-ender's in play for sure. Still looking good for a potential deuce here for Epping.
It is, yeah.
Great shot by John, though. They hit it too thin, actually. Matt Cam, hoping to stay on the high side of this rock out in the 12-foot here.
Whoa.
Drawing to lie third shot.
Whoa.
This has got some slowing down to do here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just a hair heavy. It's a bit of a big deal because it does allow Scott to hit it and try to group the rocks now in the 4-foot. Would have preferred for that to stay high on the angle. Matt's just been heavy on a couple draws today.
He has, yeah. I think McDonald here is he's throwing peel trying to actually make this double.
Yeah, I
it's
think he
flat,
can go blue onto yellow onto blue.
Yeah, that's what he's calling.
Talked about West. Scott can whip the rock down here with some pretty big weight as well.
Yep.
He's really fired this one.
Yep. Hard! Hard!
He lies too, but he also leaves a pocket there. Good chance for John to freeze in there. He wants to be precise where he puts it so they can't blast it out. You see the difference in how he generates his weight there, Mary. He has a big, big arm extension. Where when West throws it, it's just smooth. He comes out of the hack and the power's already there.
Straight leg drive.
The rock on Langer's side. You want to be more on the rock on
And you know, they talk a lot about how you get that big hit weight. Some of the smallest girls out there have some of the biggest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Caitlin Laws is a good example of that.
No, not like millimeter.
So drawing into the pocket.
John's first rock here in the 6th.
Go if you can, Langer. Whoa. Bump the one on the right. Whoa. Whoa.
Definitely more weight than they wanted.
Yeah, he can still.
Bit of a tricky shot here, but.
Like taking the in at it? You like taking the in at it? Yeah. Normal?
He's just going to throw normal weight. Originally called just to nose it through the hole.
Like right on the beak, eh, John? Like a millimeter high. Just a hair high, guys.
If he's able to negotiate the port here, I'm not sure John will have a double back for 2 because it would jam on his back blue.
Normal.
So last shot for Scott McDonald in the 6th. Trying to tap this Epping rock through the hole.
Hard, West. Yes. Whoa! Whoa, just there.
That's exactly where he wanted to hit it.
So that leaves Epping with nothing but a hit to take a point here, Pete.
Yeah, he's going to play a nose hit, control weight. Really nice shot there by Scott. Force John to a single. Just nowhere to squeeze this yellow rock out. It's going to jam on the blue or the yellow.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, go, Langer, go, go, go.
He's jamming this, Mary.
Okay, so we're going to have a steal of 1 here for Team McDonald.
Yeah, big turn of events there. 6-2 lead for McDonald after 6. And some of the energy coming out of Team Epping again. We apologize. We understand from some of our viewers that the feed is lagging heavily. I don't have the technical ability to work my phone, let alone fix that. So we apologize for that. You're just going to have to be a little more patient to hear your elegance and eloquence and my bluntness.
Line's good. Okay, it looks like it's coming down.
All right, Pete, so 7th end of
Curling
play
like
here,
it's good
Epping
now.
down 4 points.
Well, I don't think you need to go, Russ.
I'm a hopeful
14-6.
person. If I'm Epping, I'm still thinking I do have a chance here to win this game. It's not going to be easy, but
Yeah, I mean, they got to run the table from here. They either need a 3 or a 2, and then they have to steal 3 points probably in 3 ends. It's a big wall to climb here. It's been a great performance again from Team McDonald, and the Epping team is just slightly off. They're not playing to the best of their ability. We haven't really seen them play their best all week yet. But as anyone who's seen John Epping play, when the switch turns, look out.
Yeah.
You can give him any shot any time, and he's going to make it. So the loser of this game is still alive. They will play the winner tomorrow morning in the semifinal. Winner of the Howard-Thomas game right now. Glenn continues to lead Charlie 5-3. He's in massive trouble though in the 6th end. Every time we look over there, Mary, it seems like Thomas is getting the better of the play, but they just haven't quite been able to finish off ends, or Glenn's made a beauty to save his team. But
yeah, Glenn's facing 3
throwing his last
Thomas,
rock.
Yeah, 3 Thomas rocks here.
Corner guard here for Saville. Glenn makes a great double again to save the team. Charlie will have an open draw to the rings to tie the game up at 5 after the 6th. Those corners are in a position that a guy who can throw it as hard as Wes, he might have a crack at the double peel there. A little bit flat, but he's got the ability to make it. We did the men's CTRS. The women's is a lot cleaner. If Rachel wins, the wild card game will be Anderson versus Scheidegger.
Line's good.
And if Rachel was to lose the
Line's
final
good.
tonight, she would play Anderson in the wild card game. Anderson was the wild card champion last year. I believe she defeated Chelsea Carey.
Good. Good.
And turn that wild card
Good shot.
performance into a silver medal, losing a tight game to Jennifer Jones in the Scotties final last year. Jennifer's 6th Canadian championship. She's had a tough career, eh, Jen?
Oh, you know, she really is something, I have to say.
She's got, I believe it's 9 Grand Slam titles. 6 Players' Championships, 6 Canadian Championships, the Olympic gold medal, and she is the reigning world champion. Jill stepped away from their team this year. She's actually doing some TV work herself with CBC. She's been in the booth. Nice come around there by Brent. Now we'll see some bombs come down the ice from Team McDonald, lining up that
Skinny
double
hop.
peel we talked about. Want to get some gambling going here, Mary? Do you think they make or miss this shot?
It's Wesley. He's going to make it.
Okay.
Whoa.
1 beer on the line here.
You might make this really ugly.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's real deflating to Epping.
Yeah.
Sorry, Don.
Do we call that a tie? What do we do there? Like,
Yeah,
he
because
made a double peel.
You're right, he did. Just not the one that was called.
But, you know, when things are going your way, they're going your way. It's not like they've needed a lot of luck to get to this stage. They played great. But a shot like that doesn't help the morale of Team Epping. Not much they can do about it.
So John's going to switch gears here now. Is he going to go around all these yellows?
Yeah, they're staggered all over the place.
Yeah,
so.
it's one big guard there. If he can get a rock behind it, them.
Hard! Okay, right here. Hard! Hard! Come on, keep going. Get by that.
It's interesting. If McDonald does go on to win this game, Epping's almost taking a similar path to what he took last year with Howard. He lost to Howard. We had a triple knockout here last year. He lost to Howard in the A. He lost to Howard in the 1-2. He dropped down to the semi, won the semi, and then beat Glenn in the final. You know, if they lost this game today, it'd be 2 losses to McDonald this week. But if they're able to win that semi, they get a 3rd crack at them again tomorrow afternoon.
Well, I remember that, Pete, because actually Howard beat Epping twice in that championship. He beat him in the round robin, then he beat him in the page.
Yeah, he beat him in the A and the 1-2.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I kind of had my money on Howard for that final last year, and I lost that too, Pete. So
maybe you shouldn't gamble, Mary. This is something we have to talk about. I mean, I shouldn't be encouraging it, I guess.
Yeah.
Out-turn draw around the works here for third stone Matt Cam.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh, Langer. That's my bad.
Doesn't sound like this one's going to curl enough for them.
Okay.
Those are not easy shots to make, Pete, to come around rocks that are sitting on the 4-foot.
Yeah, I mean, that's all they have.
Yeah.
They are possible because we have such good ice here. You get that late break.
Hard!
This
Really
one's
hard.
just edge on edge.
Clean.
Sean can see all of it.
Clean,
Pretty simple
clean.
peel.
Good toss.
John's going to go to a hit and flop out to the wing here. He's got to do something with these yellow stones. I guess it's late enough in the end. He's got to make a move. Not really in a great position to score 2 here.
No.
I don't mind taking the 6 with it. Yeah. Peel? Okay. Yeah. I think half does it, John. Peel.
Got a
Half.
tweet here for
Half to a
Daniel
third.
Wensick. He's like, how about we keep
Pretty
ticks
sure
since
half
it's a
touches it.
skill and assume you play it because you have a lead, play better earlier, and you work with what you have. I don't think anyone disagrees with you, Daniel, including us in the booth.
Mm-hmm.
We are not advocating for any form of rule change. Good luck in your game today. I believe that there can't be many Wensicks out there, so I assume that could be who is taking on Josh Berry in the 3-4 game in the BC Provincial.
Yep. 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 Yes!
Missed the double, was able to miss the
That's fine.
jam at the back. John's got to try the hit and roll buried here.
I didn't get it out to you.
Based on that ice, yeah.
Could be the
Oh,
draw.
no, it's
Yeah,
a draw.
it's a draw.
Yeah.
Guess what people are missing out there is we were asked what would be the next best way to generate more offense in the game. 2 tick shots are made. You know, the end is over in terms of offense. So
Yeah.
that would be a way to put more
Depending
offense
on where
back
he
in the
puts it.
game. I don't think anybody's suggesting that we go to this rule, and I think we're going to end this conversation. and
Well, I just have one,
move on.
last thing to say. That's the whole reason that they put the free guard zone into effect to begin with, is because everybody got so good at removing those rocks by peeling,
Yes.
so they had to change it. Well, now everybody is becoming so good at removing the same rocks by playing the tick shot.
I remember
I
when
think
people
that's the
were
point.
resistant to changing to free guard zone, which
Oh,
is just crazy.
yeah.
Could you imagine? Spilt a bit of my coffee there. It's unfortunate.
It's probably min. Do you like edge of the blue? Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's make this good. Still game speed, guys.
He's going to draw around everything, actually, which is a way better call. I assume he's asked what game speed is.
Yeah. He's
Look at
sitting
the ice
first
he
and
takes,
second.
though. He takes so much ice.
It's a little
Yeah.
bit wider.
He's got a chance to
Let's
put a
bring it down
lot
and
of
keep it
pressure
pushing
on
over the
Epping
button,
here, make him throw against 3.
If this game finishes early, can we go to sheet D?
Early.
Final shot of the 7th.
It's gonna over.
end.
No.
Kingston and Skip. Scott McDonald looking to draw into the 4-foot here. A little bit heavy. Makes John's shot for one a little bit easier. See if he can conjure up anything else. Doesn't look like it. He's just going to follow Scott down.
There, Mark.
It's looking now, Mary, without some serious magic, like Epping might be headed to our semi-final tomorrow morning. They'll have to regroup after 2 straight losses.
Maybe you had them up too late last night, Pete.
I've been accused of that before, but last night they were responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Wilson made sure everyone got the suitable amount of rest. This one could be trouble, Mary. Really needs to finish.
And he
Yeah,
makes
just
it.
held on.
Yeah.
So at the end of 7, Team McDonald continues to control this game. 6-3 lead with the hammer, playing the 8th. Scott's already voiced to his team in their little team powwow here that they're looking to score this end. Take a commanding 4-point lead to the 9th, if not more. Epping's in a position where they absolutely have to gamble. Still a tight battle going on next door. Howard and Thomas tied at 5. They're playing the 7th end. Winner will advance to the semifinals.
Whoa. John. Hard, John.
They didn't get a lot of it, but they moved that off the center line. Real nice touch there again by Scott. He's made quite a few ticks today. Over on sheet B with his final stone, Charlie Thomas made a great double, just barely getting Howard's second one out of the rings. So Glenn's going to throw through. He'll be happy with that. He'll have the hammer in 8 in a tie game. A real tight battle. Trying to put that in position. There won't be a double peel, or at least an easy double peel. That one's going to look pretty tasty for Wes if he gets a crack at it.
I kind of like this spot.
You know, sometimes
Just
you're going
if
to
we go
play
blue, I don't want
the
something to go
tick
into it.
again, Mary. They've chosen not to
If
because
we're like edge of 4, it
that's lined
doesn't
up
not.
real nice already for a double peel, so they don't want to mess with that angle at all.
Line's good. Wider than we've been. You're in the good stuff, guys. Yep. Just push and don't look up, Wes. Yep, you're going the whole way. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Good. Nice shot.
It's exactly where they wanted it.
Shot. That's perfect.
Scotty Chadwick's got to be very pleased with his performance today.
Think something over here. That's gonna come.
I think John's going to ask Brent to play a freeze here.
Any reason why he wouldn't just go around the guard?
Yeah, I mean, both those guards are going to disappear. This is a different kind of call.
Whoa.
He's definitely got a rhyme and a reason for it.
Whoa, lines. Whoa, whoa then. Whoa, 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 whoa. Line.
Just a hair heavy. Might be thinking, Mary, with locking it onto that one if they try the double peel and just miss it high, creating a jam. I don't know.
Now watch how Wes picks the rock up here when he throws.
Blue.
And not many are doing that anymore. Glenn
No.
Howard still does. Greg Ballston.
Yeah.
Might switch the call here. John suggested they hit the open one. Scott has taken the input. They're going to do that.
That's a nice skip, listening to his players.
Yes.
Yeah, we all know Howard's very well known for doing that,
Yeah.
where someone like Kevin Martin was the opposite. He liked to control just about everything out there.
That held up really nicely. Wow. Good.
Same shot here for Brent. More of a pocket to freeze into this time.
Line's perfect if the weight's good. Looks heavy. It's good.
Good shot.
It's not bad. Just gotta hope if we lose some, then we can go around.
Make it go.
Just going to peel this one out. Hit it basically anywhere high. Should spring off of that yellow with the gear effect.
Yep. Do you like that now?
Got to get that in there at least once a game, Mary.
Well, then this.
Guys, Danielle's saying
We
everybody's
can, but that
having
gives them
trouble
more space
watching
to come
the
around
screen.
here and make it shot over this one.
So just not sure what's going on.
I think we want to keep this. Yeah, pick the blue. I want to keep this here.
Now he's getting fussy.
Ideally, yes, but let's make sure we get that.
You know, 30 seconds ago he said make it go away. Now he's
Yeah.
trying to add some level of difficulty to the shot. Big lift there.
Yep. Never off. Hard, Scott. Hard to miss the yellow. Good.
Did exactly what was called. Perfect throw there by Wes. Now John will go in around these corners. John might have been hoping they played those open hits in order to preserve these two guards for later in the end, number one, and so Wes can't double peel them. John is perfectly capable of doing so, Johnny Buke, but you're probably more apt to get a miss on a double peel out of him than you would out of Wes.
Line's getting better. Go now.
Some high-level thinking there by Epping.
Go. Yep. Yeah, that thing's straight for sure.
They think this rock is actually straight. The whole game they've had trouble. You think about it, you know, the key end was the second end.
Mm-hmm.
He came deep with that stone, didn't curl enough. Last end it didn't curl enough. Here it hasn't curled enough. They do have the opportunity to pick their own rocks though, so they have nobody to blame but themselves. It's an art trying to match the stones.
Yeah, it is, and these are brand new stones.
Close.
I know they've been touched up a little bit, so.
Hard, Scott. Hard, Scott. Hard, Scott. Whoa. Yep. 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 Hard, just flop it here. Great shot.
No mistake there by John. Time definitely running out here for Team Epping.
Board.
Gonna play a board weight hit and roll
Got
here.
lots of options to get stuff over there.
He's either hoping to
What do you
roll
wanna do?
over
You wanna go
there.
around, freeze?
I'm surprised they don't play the draw.
The draw around, Pete, or the freeze?
Draw around.
Yeah.
Board.
What John's thought is if he gets a little thin, he can push the yellow one over in behind the guard. His shooter could go over there. They're having trouble burying stones.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Could also play the hit and roll freeze here. It might have set up an angle to jam on the back 12-foot stone that's just biting the back 8. Still really no threat of a steal. The whole goal this end
Right on the
for
nose.
Team McDonald is the score one.
Yep. Whoa.
Connor Duhame
Whoa.
says we're continuing to have
Blue rest.
technical difficulties with the stream. Apologies to our viewers for that. Connor had a good week this week playing with Team Ferris in the event. Him and his wife Chantel just had a baby. She is formerly of Team Tippin. I believe she played with Joanne Rizzo this
It's
year.
as good as you can make it.
Part of a 5-person team.
Yeah. Any thinner and you're sticking it. Right? They do, but you catch a bigger piece of the yellow and then it blue's probably shot over you. I thought you could get to nose and do what you did.
Try and get her in behind those. Right in the middle of them.
So first rock for John Epping. Down 3 points here.
Whoa!
Slight desperation.
Ah.
Yeah, they're just a little off on the sweep call there as well. It's just simply not their day.
Right there. Take it again. Yeah, top 4, 3/4 buried, eh?
Of course, Scott McDonald has the hammer here, even scoring 1 point in this end. He'd be happy.
Yeah, that was his goal. He told the team we have to put one up on the scoreboard here.
Yeah.
Well, even if they had a disaster next end and drop 3, they're up 1 with coming home.
Yeah.
That I
Based
give you
on
last
some pretty
end?
simple math.
Okay.
So his first shot of the 8th end for Scott McDonald. Trying to draw in for shot stone here. Looks like he might have got this going a little bit soft. He got the guys on it right away. Not going to be close. Really outside of the double that he stuffed. That's his first real miss in the game.
Yeah, like even a half open's even fine.
It's true, Pete. That's probably the first miss he's had all game.
Unfortunately for Scott, he missed in probably the wrong way there. Normally you don't want to be heavy on draws, but in that situation, heavier would have been much preferable to hanging a center guard here where John can get one in around to the button now.
Yeah, like let's show him just a like a little bit, because I don't think he can ever chase it, right? I just don't want to let him freeze and get away with it.
Out-turn draw here for John. He's trying to bury most of the stone. He doesn't mind showing him a piece. Sort of put 2 shots in Scott's head.
Wait only!
First real chance Team Epping's had in a while. Real nice shot there. Piece of the button fully buried. Scott will try to outdraw that stone. sheet next to us, Glenn just made another great double. In a tie game, we will update you on the score. There's 2 rocks left in that end. Team Howard with the hammer, tied at 5.
Glenn's been putting on a clinic over there, Pete.
He has. I mean,
Yeah.
he's played great. We haven't seen all of the game to know the intricacies of what's happening over there, but we've seen some huge shots out of Glenn. Speaking of which, big shot here, facing 2. Final rock in the 8th end for Scott McDonald.
This is a pressure shot here, Pete, facing 2.
Probably the most pressure he's faced
Line's
in the
good.
2 games that he's played against Team Epping.
Line's
This is the
good.
biggest shot he's had to throw.
Looks
Looks like he
he's-
slid a hair deep, and it's
Yeah.
a steal of 1. So a little bit of life here for Team Epping. They now trail 6-4 going to the 9th. Team McDonald continues to have the hammer.
Well, a steal of 1 for McDonald's not the end of the world. A steal of 2 would have been a little more tragic. Still in control of this game going into the 9th. Up 2 points with hammer.
Yeah, they're in a very good spot. Final rock here for Glenn Howard. They're working it very hard. He needs to draw against 2 counters for Team Thomas. Scott Howard's running out to help.
No
Crowd
problem.
screaming it on, and the boys have dragged it there. Right to the 4-foot. You hear the crowd roar. Team Howard's the favorite in the building here out of all 4 teams. With the draw, he takes a 6-5 lead over Thomas to the 9th.
Just a reminder, tonight is the women's final being played here at 7 p.m. The draws have been at 7:30 every night this week, so it is 7 o'clock tonight. Rachel Holman taking on Julie Tippin. Here comes the tick shot again. Now's the time you really want to make this shot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Epping, obviously, I think they'd prefer a steal here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
But if they were to force
Yes!
even with
Whoa!
the 5 rock, we've
Yes!
seen some 3-enders this week.
Hard, Wes!
I mean, let's be honest, they're in a super tough spot
Hard!
here.
Yeah.
They dug a big hole.
Hard!
Another good shot by Scott. He got it off of the center line.
Good shot.
Into the back 12.
It's interesting strategy, Pete, and we talked about it earlier about this tick shot. This is one of the few teams that actually use that right from end 1. I'm wondering now if more teams are going to start doing this.
Yeah, Holman's done it in the past. I've seen her do it. I haven't seen too many other teams do it. I had a pretty long talk with Brent Lang leading into the provincial about it, and he said more and more he thinks you're going to see it employed
I think so. Yeah.
early in games.
Yeah.
You can fire emails and texts and tweets at Lang. He also thinks that at some point in time they might have to do something about the tick in order to preserve offense. He'll hate me that they can just fire away. He won't respond, though. He doesn't really care. So here's the situation here. You're allowed to peel your own guard if it's in the free guard zone. I don't love that rule, actually. I think free guard zone's free guard zone.
Yeah.
I prefer that you have to leave it. They're going to go with the tick. I mean, I don't know if he's missed one of these yet today. And he's made another one. Set up a real nice double peel if they choose to play that. Really good end, really great game out of Chadwick.
Whoa, whoa.
To give Wayne Madaw a shout out for sending me some artwork.
Line's good.
I'd go with the top picture out of the two, Wayne.
Sav. Yeah, go, Sav. All right, bud. Come on, it's going. Come on.
Working hard to bury this one for Brent.
Keep it moving. Good shot.
He got it in there deep enough. I think they're looking at the double peel. Might even run the yellow one into the back blue. Thin 2/3.
That's
go with
pretty
60%.
specific.
That's about 60% we're looking for.
Going for the double peel, run back, and roll out.
It's a lot, eh?
It is a lot.
A lot of action here.
See if Wesley can.
We could see
make
him
it
move
happen.
maybe 5 rocks here. He actually hit closer to half there.
Yeah.
Not quite as much as they needed to. Chip the yellow over to a pretty bad spot. Right on the, close to the center line. You know, Epping's got, they're trying to chip away. He's got a bit of an end going here.
Yeah. Call for a guard up here.
Just over. Whoa, just over. Whoa, then.
Probably tighter than they wanted. Pretty easy setup here.
Third to a half. I like a third.
Last end, the goal for McDonald was to score. I think this
Yeah,
end he'd
third,
prefer
Wes.
a blank as opposed to being forced to a single.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd take the single, but I think he'd prefer to have the hammer home.
Yes! Really hard! Hard Scott!
Yeah, it's a good shot. Made the double peel. There's 4 blues lying around, but no danger stones at this point in time for McDonald. Nothing for them to be overly concerned about. John's just going to try to guard the rock and the rings. They're basically in a position, Mary, where Epping's going to want to make McDonald throw against 3 this end, maybe have them hit and roll out.
Yeah.
Miss the rings on a draw. I mean,
Yeah. It's yeah. Epping's got a few rocks in there. There's nothing good for him in a steal position. But like you say, Pete, if you have McDonald facing a few rocks on his last one, you just never know. Really
Just to update our viewers on the goings-on on sheet B. Thomas is peeling out this end right now. They're in a real good position to blank. Howard would lead 6-5 coming home. Thomas would have the hammer. Guard's pretty high, Mary, so they're going to make a play on one in the rings here. John Buke, third stone for McDonald. He got the piece. He didn't get enough. That's another mistake. Chipped the rock out of the 8-foot, but the rocks are starting to pile up in the rings here for...
Yeah, and that was kind of the chance he was taking there, Pete. By making a play on that rock in the house.
He'll be pretty unhappy. I mean, that guard was in the sight line, probably wasn't in play.
Line's great. A little bit.
Well, you know, Pete, if Epping could steal a point in this end, it could make the 10th pretty interesting.
Yeah, it gets dicey.
Yeah.
Scott's going to switch tactics here, giving up on the peels. They're going to draw in around these two guards. John will be just as happy with this as well. I mean, chance to steal now around these guards. They're not in a great spot. I mean, they're not on the center line or anything. I think it's late in the end for Scott to try to bail out through hitting. This is a good call, but this has to curl a ton.
And like you say, Pete, probably a steal for Epping would be more desirable than a force because he would be down 3 with a force.
It's huge if he could drag this so they'd be shot, but it stops just in time. You know,
too often you're 2 up and every one of their rocks is in play.
They're gonna have a little chat here, see if we can listen in.
Well,
He's going to draw.
yeah, he is.
Then I chase again, I guess, and make him look at 4. I guess it's do we
want to steal one is my question.
Yeah, I do.
Ahead of forcing?
Yeah, I think so.
I
I think we want to steal one. And I think we want to steal one and see if we can make him look at 3 on his.
What are you thinking right now? Just straight draw?
Yeah, like if I make it really good, where's he go?
Well, he's just going to chase and chip, yeah?
We'll try to chase, and then we hit
Well, I was thinking I think we just go full, like just full 8.
Yeah, I mean, his shot doesn't change. He's going to try and chase and split you open and roll open and leave himself a double for 2.
Right.
Or a nose hit.
Or I'm going to have a double, or I'm going to have a little double.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. No, I hear you. You know what, though? 2-laner, it might be nice not to let him throw a in-turn draw. Over here, sorry. I need more, Matt. Yeah, a little more than that. Mine will go in there. Okay, boys.
Takes his time.
A little bit early if you can. Good.
Manages to get shot rock out of it.
That was really well swept to get it there.
Let's make it.
Scott's going to try to draw in for shot rock just beside that blue stone.
Beside it or just past it? Yeah, they're 3/4 in the 8-foot. If we're right beside them, we're shot. Okay. Make it good, guys.
So first shot here for Scott McDonald. Ninth then, trying to follow John in, sit right beside him and be
Close
shot
Wes.
rock.
Yep, Wes. Well, line's good.
Yeah, last end with his first one, he made a bit of a mistake. I don't think you'll see
Brings
another one
down
out of him
again.
here. Doesn't even mind being heavy here as long as he's shot rock. That's the key. Make John make a play on his stone. Man, does he get a lot of curl.
Oh, I think John's going to have a look at this. I think he could get at this, Pete.
He's talking about a board weight double. He
Yeah.
wants to kill both yellows and put max pressure
Sorry?
on McDonald, have him throw against 4.
Yeah.
Should be a very interesting situation.
Mm-hmm.
He has to make sure he stays and makes him throw against 2 here. Really, though, he needs to take this risk, I think, Mary. Scoreboard dictates it. We saw John Buke make this double earlier in the game. The rocks were a little further out towards the wing, but we know it will bust in there. They're going to call a timeout. Listen to what they have to say.
I would just hate to roll
Yeah, you don't want to roll
a rock. Feel like to make the double and roll far enough, you have to throw control. To make the double and roll far enough, you have to throw control. I think if I make the double with board, I'm probably rolling to here, right? And then I'm just leaving him that back. He picks it, he can't chase it. He can chase it, but I mean, it's
Well, you want to maybe just don't worry about the double and just make the roll.
that or, but
Just go way over here.
what's that? I think so, yeah.
Control.
But if it'd be
Pin
great.
3/4.
Yeah, and don't you think I roll into here? And if he ever rolls out, he's got to hit it. He ever rolls out,
Yeah.
we get 4, still 4.
Okay.
With board, you think? Yeah.
Yeah, you're already rolling a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna
Make it.
Right.
Miss it, it has to roll here.
Okay. Okay.
As long as we're controlled, at least forward.
Yeah, board. Let's go board then.
Be nice to roll to the
I'd love to
side.
make the double. Well, I sort of say
Be nice to roll.
it'd be awesome to roll a bit, make him hit against 4. He's got to hit. Well, he doesn't have to, but just whatever gets us a little bit over there. Okay, like solid, like that board. Are you guys good with board? Solid board. Okay. This guy's just.
This game. Huge shot here. Board weight in turn double. Opportunity to lie 4.
Whoa! Whoa! Yeah!
Oh, wow. I don't know if he could have got by the guard a whole lot tighter. Not sure if we have a replay on that, but
Is it there?
I don't think it was there. He barely squeaked that guard.
Peel? Sure, peel.
So just talking to our TSL group here, Pete, and they want to let everyone know that they are working on the issue. Give it a few minutes and try to refresh your browser.
Peel.
That's what Rogers always tells me to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, really flat.
And it works for me.
So looking at the
Yep. 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 Hard, Scotty. Hard. Hard. Okay, that's fine.
he aired on the proper side there, Mary. Bit of a cautious throw.
Yeah.
Single point for McDonald.
Had to make sure we scored it. I'm not even sure if this
Going to lead 7-4 coming home. Epping will have the hammer. We've seen crazier things happen. Holman one time was down 3 in a slam, scored 4 without throwing her last stone.
Oh, yeah. It can definitely happen. And now with Epping having the hammer, he won't be up against the tick shot here.
No, the corner ticks are tougher than the center ticks, that's for sure.
I mean, because that really has been killing them in this game. Hard to get anything going.
Yeah, I'd say maybe Scotty Chadwick has been, we were going to do the MVP of the game, you know, a while back there. Maybe Scotty's our MVP of this game.
I think so.
So 3 up coming home. Used to throw these rocks through the rings.
Line's good.
And peel things out, but we're in a much different situation now.
Tracking.
With the 5 rock. This one's out in left field right now.
It looks like it is.
Usually indicating he might be a little heavy.
Watch it coming.
It's busting over there now.
Yeah, stops just in time.
Solid hack on this one.
See a couple corner guards here out of Epping.
This is where the leads are absolutely critical here. Of course, this is one of the best leads in the world right here, so.
Thanks.
He was actually a 3rd in junior for John Morris for both of their world junior titles. When they first started to play men's, Brent played lead, Craig played 2nd. They had Joe Franz at 3rd, and eventually they made the switch. Had Langer move to 2nd, Craig played lead. Craig will tell you it's because he's got way better draw weight. You know, he's not shy on confidence. Gonna play the corner tick here. What you're hoping for here, Mary, is to, even if they were to punch this rock into the rings, then on their next one, they'd be able to play a hit on it. That'd be an excellent result here.
John! Hard all the way. Hard, John. Hard!
Hit it a little thin, maybe.
Shot.
Chipped it over to guard the other side. A great attempt there by Scott. Had to hit it a hair thicker. John's going to split sides here with the corners.
If he misses it though, we're
so an in-turn corner, same shot he just threw here. Trying to even it up as much as possible. The 2 corner guards.
good.
If you're right under that, it's fine.
Again, if our viewers are having a little bit of trouble, try refreshing your
timeout
browser
here.
now.
They've got a wild end going on next door.
On the yellow, if it comes up a hair.
Every rock is in play as Thomas tries to generate a game-winning deuce against Howard. Howard's playing aggressively to steal.
I don't think we want an extra rock in play. I don't think we need an extra rock in play. Yeah, like hit the outside quarter with board. Try to put it in the back corner. And if it comes up and we're on the yellow, great. Yeah.
So they had a good talk there with their coach. They're looking at a board weight. They want to chip this blue into the rings. They won't even be upset if they chip it onto their own yellow because it will eliminate a guard. First rock of the 10th end for Wesley Forget. Oh, what a shot. What a shot. He eliminates the corner guard and eliminates the blue rock from play. That's an unbelievable shot there by Wes, and it could be a game ender. Epping now only has one guard up, no rocks in the rings. They're going to need a miss now to try to generate 3 points and tie this game up. Great call there by Scott.
Line's good. Line's real good. Yep.
Outturn freeze here for Brent Lang.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. 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 I know, I just want to keep it on the high side.
Nice shot. Now we'll see some peels out of Team McDonald. Mary, that shot there by Wes, unbelievable to spin the blue rock out, and that could be our game winner.
I think so. It's a shot of the day.
It's not often you see a little board weight tick be a shot that can win a game for you. I mean, obviously they made tons of shots beforehand to get a 7-4 lead. But
yeah.
On our other sheet, they're down to skip stones.
Right on the tee line.
Howard is lying 1. It's double guarded. Right now, it doesn't look like there's any real opportunity for Thomas to get a 2, or it'd have to be a pretty unbelievable shot at this stage.
Run good.
And on our own feature sheet here, Pete, what are they going to do here? Just
looks like he's throwing the in-turn way out to the wing and trying to bury it behind that sliver of a guard.
Yeah, it looks hard. Whoa.
Should be a hair quicker coming out to the wing here.
Always salve.
They want this anywhere in the rings
when you can
and
salve.
as buried as possible.
Yep. Yes.
Only drawn to about a 2-foot spot in the ice, maybe a 1-foot spot in the ice.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep. Good.
Perfectly swept and thrown. Probably close to the best he could do.
Do you want to give you a hair less than him, or do you want to throw a straight one first? Doesn't matter. Throw your good one first, Matt.
John Bucha's first rock of the 10th end's being asked to throw a normal weight. They don't care to stick around here. They just want to kill this blue one.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep. Whoa. 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 Good.
Nice throw by John. I think Matt Cam will try to replace that one. Just get a hair more curl, see if they can bury any more of it.
at some point, Pete, if this doesn't work out going to the wings, can John just freeze on top of his own there? And if he gets the right angle?
He'll be forced to do that, as we've seen. Mark can really whip it, so the odds of you getting a mistake there are very slim, but you won't have any other choice. With John's first, they'd probably be forced to play that shot, Mary, the freeze. But they'll try this shot twice with Matt, I think. He had really, really nice weight there. They just needed to finish a hair more. I mean, they need a mistake.
Yeah.
Fracture the guard, whistle one right by. Then we got a game. As you can see, he's got almost all of that stone.
Yeah.
Normal weight hit here.
Stop rushing. Whoa. Yo! Whoa! Yo! Whoa! Yo! Whoa! Hard on the boot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a decent shot. He was trying to dislodge those two rocks. Might have created more of a pocket. No real harm done, I don't think. Matt will try to just duck this one in a little bit further.
Whoa! Okay, line's a little better.
Charlie Thomas just made a great draw to the button to lie one, mostly buried. If Glenn can pick it out, he'll go to an extra end. If he misses, Charlie will have a shot for the win. Real nice touch there again. This is not an easy shot, Mary, that they're making.
It is not.
In fact, he's made this one well enough that Scott's going to choose just to follow him down. Good shot there by Matt.
Just through.
We're going to try to throw just through the rings here. Just kiss that blue rock out of play.
No. No. Yep. Oh.
Some people would hit the open one here for sure. Mary is another option.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at this one, actually.
Hard! Hard!
Perfect shot there. Nice control of his weight.
Good brush, guys.
Glenn Howard narrowly missed. He just ticked Thomas's yellow stone. He had to hit another 2 inches of it. It's going to be an out-turn draw for the win. Charlie needs about half of the 4 foot. It's not an open draw. He's only drawn to 1/2 side of the 4 foot.
Yeah, touch. Yeah, exactly.
Uncharacteristic miss there from Glenn. It was a very tough shot, but one you'd expect him to make. Now Charlie has an opportunity to win the game. Over on our sheet here, John's going to freeze into this pocket. And he'll need a miss out of Scott, or the game will be over.
Whoa. No, you're heavy. Whoa.
John probably did about as well as he could do. Charlie's missed here. This rock is flying. Scott Howard's getting ready to sweep it, and he doesn't have to. New life for Team Howard. Big mistake there by Charlie. Glenn will take the hammer to the extra. Maybe a little bit of nerves there for Team Thomas.
Wow. Well, Pete, I saw him coming out of the hack, and I immediately thought he's too heavy on this. I'm quite surprised.
Yeah, if he had his jacket unzipped there, it would have been flailing in the wind.
Yeah. Yes.
Unfortunate miss for Charlie.
He will not be happy with that.
In our game here, an open hit here. Just have to make one of the blue rocks go away for Scott McDonald, and he can earn his way to his first provincial final.
Whoa. Yes! Whoa! Yes! Whoa!
No mistake. Mary, they played a great game. They dominated from start to finish. A big second end, 4 points.
Yeah.
Final score, McDonald 7, Epping 4. Epping will now move to the semifinal game tomorrow morning. They will play the winner of this Thomas Howard extra end. Your thoughts on the game?
Well, yeah, Pete, it definitely was the big four-ender early in the game, the second end that, and really this McDonald team never took their foot off the gas pedal for sure. So we're going to actually, Pete, sign off here for a moment, but I think we're going to get over to Sheet B to watch the extra end between Howard and Team Thomas. So if you just want to sign off and hang tight there, folks, come back and we should have that for you.
Why is curling such a passion for Canadian farmers? We think we know. In farming and curling, the idea is the same. It's about friends and family, teamwork, using the right tools, and getting it done under pressure. That's why New Holland and Pioneer Hybrid are proud to support Curling Canada, helping to grow the game we love. From your team at New Holland and Pioneer Hybrid, here's to success in the field and fun in the rink.
Every day you go new places. A small change in how you do things, or moving your things to a whole new town, or many things to many towns, all at once. No matter how small the move, it can be a big leap from where you are now. You've got it in you to go new places. So do we. We go there every day. We're here to help you move to places on the map, in the mind, in the heart, or all three.
Go new places with AMJ Campbell. Contact us at 888-AMJ-MOVE or amjcampbell.com.
I believe hard work and honest sweat are the building blocks of a person's character.
I believe farming nurtures the close family ties that make life rich in ways money can't buy.
I believe that true happiness comes from watching your crops ripen in the field, your children grow tall in the sun, your whole family feel the pride that springs from their shared experience.
I believe in farming because it makes all this possible. Long before the snow begins to melt, planning for the seeding season is underway. Start seeding off strong by using the right drill for the job. New Holland's P2082 disc drill precisely and consistently places seed and fertilizer for rapid nutrient uptake, and it does it all in one pass. Experience equal and even emergence through the innovation of New Holland. To learn more, visit your local New Holland dealer.
And welcome back to the men's Tankard. We have moved over to Sheet B where we have a tie game and we are in an extra end. Team Howard versus Team Thomas, and Team Howard now has hammer in this extra end. Thomas had a draw to win and he put it deep in the house, only took his single point in the 10th end. So Pete, sometimes Howard just finds his ways of staying in games.
Yeah, I mean, that was an uncharacteristic miss. I could probably say that a little better. Charlie there, we got the new driving laws in Ontario. He would have probably lost 3 demerit points and $250 for speeding on that one.
Yeah, he did kind of boom out of the hack on that last draw, and it was the same draw he actually had in the first shots. Happens. He's not going to be too happy with himself. He's got something set up here, though.
Yeah, a bit of a miss there. Pat Jansen, second stone for Charlie. Throwing the out-turn draw here. They're working hard to try to get this one past the guard. Doesn't look like it's got a ton of weight. Gonna rub. Bit of a miss. Opportunity for Glenn maybe to kill both these yellows and spin away. We don't have the players mic'd on this sheet. They're discussing where Dave has to hit this to make the double and spin away. Somewhere in the ballpark of probably a third to a half. He can whip it. Well,
like that.
Well played shot there by Dave. Russ would have loved that one, the gear effect on full display. I wonder if Russ is tuning in to watch his brother at all. I mean, he's busy working out there at the Skins game. Not sure how much of Glenn's curling he watches. They won a couple of world championships together, 1987 and 1993.
So Pat's, I thought they were coming in on this one, but he's indicating, Charlie's indicating just a tight center guard.
It's actually a really nice position now for Team Howard. They've got the rocks off of the center line. The blue rock that is the closest to being a center guard is extremely high. So outside of being in the way visually, anything they hide behind that, Glenn would be able to get at. So the advantage is to Team Howard right now if they can continue to make their peels.
And no mistake there by Dave Mathers. Well, I tell you, Pete, if Howard can pull this one off, he dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually ran into his fifth player there when I had my little washroom break, and Adam Spencer. He says it's way harder to watch than it is to play. But I asked about Glenn's last in the 10th, and he said he threw it well because the team, they were on and off it the whole way.
Yeah.
And then it just didn't finish for them. But a huge bullet they dodged there. They'd be obviously out of the event and on their way home. Don't think you want to give the veteran too many chances. You don't win 17 provincial championships and 4 world championships by mistake. This one slides in the rings. I doubt they wanted it in. Now an opportunity for Scott Howard. He doesn't want to stick around the center line, but he wouldn't mind sticking in the rings somewhere out in the weeds.
Yeah, Glenn's just asking for.
If he rolls out, it's fine.
Hit and roll, yeah. But wouldn't mind having a saver over there in the wing. Gonna roll out.
Yeah, that's fine. Good shot by Scott. Scott's had a great year this year. He actually won a Bonspiel skipping out in Halifax. They played Brad Gushu in the final. Mopped them up pretty fast. They scored a 6 in that game. Glenn was a little worried he wasn't going to be welcome back on the team, but he showed up the next week in Brantford, and they won that spiel as well. So Glenn reclaimed his spot as skip. One of the best thirds to ever play the game, Glenn Howard.
One of the best thirds, one of the best skips, in my opinion.
He was, I remember when he started to skip, he was very hesitant to do so.
Yeah, it's not something, eh? Of course, he did have a great team in front of him.
Yeah, they started his first team skipping, where he went real serious at it, was with Rich Hart and Colin Mitchell of Mike Harris fame. They won the silver medal with Mike in 1998, and they picked up Colin's brother, Jason.
Right.
He was a back-end player. He moved to front end and played lead. They had to leave the team for work reasons, and they picked up Craig Saville and Brent Lang, and the rest is history. They went on to win 8 straight provincial championships. Intern Peel here for Scott. That was a nicely placed stone there by Adam Casey. Howard can't get at it. Tried the double, just barely missed. So Glenn, he's probably going to have to draw the button here, I would say. Rich Hart, one of the most underrated players of all time. It always, I found it funny. People, you know, Rich was a real touch player. They act like he can't hit. He really, really worked on his game. I played with Rich, and he'd been retired for about 1.5 years, and he made anything you wanted with big weight. Like, it's just you see other guys like Don Walchuk and Graham McCarroll and them do it, and they're known for it, but Rich could go shot for shot with most of those guys.
Well, a lot of people say that even about Glenn Howard, that he's not known for his high weight hits and stuff, but that guy he can make them with the best.
Oh, he can, yeah. I mean, he's just so much better at most people with the touch stuff. That's what he's known for.
Yeah.
But at this level, if you don't have all the weapons, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, out-turn draw here for Charlie. Would have liked to have made this one last end. They're working hard to try to sink it. Charlie's been close to going LeBrier before. He lost the final to Kevin Cooey in Alberta. No stranger to national and international curling with his 2 World Junior Championships. Glenn's got 2 options here. He could just peel, or he could try to run it through. That rock's not quite on the 4-foot, so it won't bother him too much. Charlie will have to make a decision on whether he taps it up with his next one. There's no way he's just going to flat out guard it. I don't think that stone's in nearly good enough a position to beat a guy like Glenn.
Looks to me like Glenn is playing the run back here, Pete.
If he does, it just opens up that scoring area so much more for him. Just going to switch to the peel now. That's fine. Be a discussion here for where Thomas is going to put this one. I think you'd rather see Glenn hit than draw, but you might not have a choice here. Looks like with this ice, he's going to play the out-turn tap, Mary.
Yep.
Probably try to hit it a hair high, entice Glenn into the double. If he makes it perfectly, he could probably get a piece of the white. This has been a real back and forth game. Final stone of the extra end for skip Charlie Thomas. Howard's team keeping a close eye on this, just trying to get a feel for the speed that they can communicate to Glenn for his last. They hit this a hair too high. Actually ends up in a pretty good spot, though.
Yeah, Glenn can't hit that. He shot rock.
They didn't get any of the 4-foot, but they did spread it out. They're going to call a timeout here, Team Howard. We can't listen in. We don't have them mic'd up. A little worried. Their early indication is to play a little flop here, Scotty. I thought they'd just play the out-turn draw. I think the only reason he would not draw here is, again, we haven't seen all this game. Maybe it's been a while since he's thrown one, but here he goes. He's going to take middle, just outside middle of the 12-foot. Needs a piece of the 4-foot here, Mary, to go to yet another semifinal in Ontario. This is his 31st provincial championship, 17-time winner.
Quite an exciting ending to this game.
No one has left the building.
No.
I'm afraid to talk too loud. I don't want Glenn to hear me. This building is quiet. In anticipation of this shot, they'll go crazy if Howard makes it.
Just half of the 4-foot gets him the win here.
Little pressure on your sweepers here, but they've been through it before.
He's way out in the wings here.
So out turn draw for the win. Needs a piece of the 4-foot.
Needs the perfect weight here for it not to track in this spot.
They like the line.
Line's getting better.
Looks pretty good.
Oh, they're bringing it in now.
Perfect shot there.
Great shot by Glenn Howard to win the game.
Place just goes crazy. What a finish to our game. Unfortunate loss for Charlie Thomas and his team. They played great all week. They had an opportunity. Came up a little bit heavy and no mistake by Glenn Howard. He's off to face his former teammates Lang and Saville as they will take on John Epping tomorrow morning.
So that's going to conclude our coverage here this afternoon. Tune in tonight, 7 p.m., when we are going to be showing the women's final featuring Julie Tippin up against Rachel Holman. Winner of that is going to advance to the Canadian Scotties Tournament of Hearts in Sydney, Nova Scotia. So until then, on behalf of the entire TSL crew, we wish you a wonderful evening, and we will see you later on.
Why is curling such a passion for Canadian farmers? We think we know. In farming and curling, the idea is the same. It's about friends and family, teamwork, using the right tools, and getting it done under pressure. That's why New Holland and Pioneer Hybrid are proud to support Curling Canada, helping to grow the game we love. From your team at New Holland and Pioneer Hybrid, here's to success in the field and fun in the rink.
Every day you go new places. A small change in how you do things, or moving your things to a whole new town, or many things to many towns, all at once. No matter how small the move, it can be a big leap from where you are now. You've got it in you to go new places. So do we. We go there every day. We're here to help you move to places on the map, in the mind, in the heart, or all three.
Go new places with AMJ Campbell. Contact us at 888-AMJ-MOVE or amjcampbell.com.
I believe hard work and honest sweat are the building blocks of a person's character.
I believe farming nurtures the close family ties that make life rich in ways money can't buy.
I believe that true happiness comes from watching your crops ripen in the field, your children grow tall in the sun, your whole family feel the pride that springs from their shared experience.
I believe in farming because it makes all this possible. Long before the snow begins to melt, planning for the seeding season is underway. Start seeding off strong by using the right drill for the job. New Holland's P2082 disc drill precisely and consistently places seed and fertilizer for rapid nutrient uptake, and it does it all in one pass. Experience equal and even emergence through the innovation of New Holland. To learn more, visit your local New Holland dealer.